Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is One Piece episodes 148 and 149. What happened last time?
Last time we met that other monkey guy and we're trying to escape him and go over to the other island where
To the other side of the island.
Yeah, it's like connected small at the bottom.
Yep. Well, no, I thought we were at the bottom and we're going up to the northeast, whatever that means in this world. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right.
Can't remember.
Maybe we'll find out this time on One Piece. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Go subscribe to the main channel if you want me to shave my head, because when we hit 100,000 subscribers, I will be shaving my head on the main channel, not on this one. Although if we hit 100,000 subscribers first on this channel, Lindsay will shave her head. That's a promise.
Saying that.
Could you imagine how good it would be if it actually worked? If we're at like 96 or 97,000 subscribers on the main channel and we're at 17,000 on this one. Could you imagine if we got like that many subscribers? You wouldn't shave your head for that?
No! Because then
Lindsay doesn't care about you guys. I'm just saying. She doesn't give a shit. Bear that in mind when you check out patreon.com/BOLDcast to see what we got in store over there. 2 weeks ahead of uncut reactions, 1 week ahead of edited reactions. We hope you enjoy this most of all. Let's check out the episodes. Let's go!
I still just love how she was able to just effortlessly
Drag both of them.
But like not even drag them, like and just carry them by the backs of their shirts.
Boing, 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 boing.
I feel like you guys need to like a professional
Tune up.
Yeah. Chop.
Oh, you.
I'll wreck a ship just to repair it. I'm just that kind of guy. Whoa. This is not what I was expecting. Poor Chopper. Hello, I'm coming in.
It's a really interesting house.
Chopper just destroying this guy's house. It's a dream journal.
What a cool title, said Usopp. I wonder if we did know that.
Poor Chopper.
400 years. Mont Blanc, Nolan. Is that the straw hat? You see that?
Where?
On the guy's, that was hanging off the back of one guy's head. It's probably just a normal straw hat. A mountain of gold on an island in the Great Sea. You want my treasure? This sounds a lot like Roger's story.
Interesting.
That's really interesting. It sounds a lot like what happened kind of with Roger.
It's like if Usopp was a little bit more, was actually going out on adventures, but just making stuff up at the same time.
But maybe he wasn't making stuff up. Maybe he was telling the truth and everybody just didn't see the treasure that was in front of the real treasure was the journey or something. Or something. These guys are the worst.
Yeah. Oh,
Was
is
he
he
scuba
diving?
diving?
Yeah.
Looks over at Usopp. Before he could ever accomplish his
Luffy.
dream. Wait, did he?
He just. Whoa. I was not expecting this guy to look like this at all.
Oh! Oh my god.
How many bullets are in that gun?
Yeah.
Look, it's
It's got an
still going.
extended clip as a flintlock pistol.
So you jumped in? Oh, he pulled him in there.
Oh.
Interesting.
Whoa. It sounds like a fucking serious problem.
It always freaks me out.
The monkey.
Hey,
no,
look! Are they like helping him search? Like by salvaging
They
and
must
stuff?
be.
And using that sonar?
They're best buddies. Nice. I think we heard about that. Didn't they say I think they said something about that.
They show up and this just these guys are in here and he's all like messed up. Really have a way with words, Luffy.
That's not nice. What? Oh, okay, maybe it is nice.
I mean, Usopp and Chopper are not being nice.
Oh, I thought, yeah, I guess. I thought they were saying like, oh, they're savages. Oh, that's so nice of you. Kind of like with the, oh, you're a monkey. Oh,
No.
I'm very.
I very much am.
Because they're monkeys.
He's extremely light
He's very
for some
light.
reason. He's full of helium. I thought you believed in something.
What if the gold was taken by the people in the sky and it actually didn't sink?
It didn't sink, it floated.
They keep referencing him. Oh my god, I love it. That's actually interesting because all Sanji's attacks are like French stuff and Mont Blanc.
That's interesting.
So, and is both a North Blue?
You got the same hairstyle, so.
Oh my god, I knew it! City of Gold, that's what Bellamy mentioned as well. There's also the Emerald City, I think. Interesting that he's another, like, liar guy with a gun.
Well, what are you doing then?
He's trying to prove them wrong for him, not for this ancient dude. Yeah, it's the tattoo, probably. The will of D. Oh, that's it?
That's why they're searching around all the time.
Kind of like his disciples. That's nice.
Yourself just so inspired. I love how Luffy just doesn't give a shit about
My
them at
honest
all.
reaction to that information.
It's like, yeah,
I don't care!
It's fine story, but irrelevant to my story right now.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Oh, now he's gonna find some code or something.
This is exactly what she was wanting.
Oh damn. Skyfish.
He's like, this is an all new delicacy.
This sounds so sick. Oh, this music is so good right now.
Team up with these guys to go to the sky.
Oh my god, oh wait.
Oh.
I was just thinking of him. I was gonna say his, like, how they describe the ship.
I thought that was more similar to, like, Ace's little thing.
Well, yeah, but he uses his devil fruit power, I think, partially. But maybe both. Ooh. I was just thinking about that. How, like...
a one-person boat.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
it was just very similar. I mean, like, there's this obvious sail on there, but then, you know... And I forget if the sail was down. I don't think it was when he showed up with Don Krieg back in the day. I can't remember. That was a long time. That's a very specific detail. But anyway, yeah, I was literally just thinking, I thought of Ace and I thought of Mihawk's boats when she was describing that. And it was just like, but I can't remember the details of Mihawk's thing, like how it was But I do remember those green candles that were sick. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see him right now.
I know. Oh, I love how he sees the bounty.
He heard the story and is checking up on them, because he knows that they leveled up. Ooh, this is exciting. This was a freaking great episode.
I love that. I love all like the Usopp
Usoppski stuff.
Yeah, just his whole thing is like, and I love how like Nami like adds that, and he died before he even became a great sea warrior.
Yeah, looks over him slowly,
and he's like, "Stop fucking at me!" He's like, "That's not me, you guys." And
I love they keep going over. Yeah, he's like, "That's not me," but then he empathizes so much with it.
But yeah, it's so funny. And I love as well, it's like, you don't know how it feels to be ridiculed for being a liar just because someone else was it. So I was like, no, but I know what it's like to be ridiculed for being a liar because I am one.
Yeah. Oh man. And I love how it's a North Blue.
Yeah,
legend,
kind of
which
expanding the world a little bit, even though, because it's like we see the East Blue, but then we're in the Grand Line, so the rest of the other oceans kind of become a little bit irrelevant.
Yeah.
So I like that we're learning about it and being like, oh yeah, there's like this is like a very common, like fairy tale essentially in this part of the world, and Sanji knows it, and I do like that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying that like the gold slipped into the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Either it went up to the Sky Island or has something to do with that. And because the Sky Island is everything, like the sky is its sea, maybe it's something like that. Or what I think is possibly more likely is it has to do with the whole shape of the island, like the middle of the island sunk in.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle, but they don't know that.
Mm-hmm. It's like Atlantis over here.
Yeah, similar. But the parallels with there's many parallels. See, look, I saw the straw hat. It's probably just a straw hat because these are like farmer, old-timey type people. But I was like, oh, that kind of looks like Nami. And I'm like, oh, that's a guy with a straw hat. That's weird. But the parallels with a bunch of things, but especially like with Gold Roger's kind of story.
Yeah, there's definitely some similarities there. But
like it's a ancient or older guy who knows that there's this treasure out there. Everybody goes searching for it and they can't find it, and now there's doubt whether it's even real, or that whatever. Like and it's people go out there and they don't see it. And our obvious interpretation of the theory based on what we have so far in the series, that the One Piece is probably not a physical, not like, oh, now I'm rich forever, now I'm eternally wealthy, that's great, that I went on this journey, now I have this monetary treasure that gives me access to a capitalist type society and lets me live comfortably in my mansion somewhere. That it's not something like that it is something bigger than that, something more emotional, probably something like friendship or whatever, but more importantly, not physical, not like a physical treasure that you can find. So then NOLAND, says all of this, and he's not lying, but everybody says that he's lying. And he's executed for that, and he's in the book he's executed, and it's like, oh, he was smiling and he was lying up until his death, but in reality he was just tragic.
Telling the truth, and
he was telling the truth, and no one would believe him. Yeah. So it's similar but different, and he's kind of got the same drip a little bit with the neckerchief, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's the same person or anything like that. But I don't know. Just it's creating this parallel, I think, on purpose to get us to kind of think about and to keep a kind of narrative consistency throughout the whole story and everything. But Bellamy again being just a douchebag. Yeah, I just, this episode was so good. And I like that there's the palace, but it's just a flat.
Yeah.
And
he just lives in like a little house.
Going on, and which kind of embodies what I was just talking about like the treasure's out there, and then it's like a mirage in the distance, and then you get there and it's actually not what you thought it was.
But it's still nice.
No, it is. It's just like he's the whole thing. He's a liar, et cetera, but he's actually not. There's actually is something to find out there. It's just not in front of you. You have to like believe in it. You have to search it out. You have to be committed to finding it, risking your life, etc., etc. And it's not just this big, he lives in a big palace. That's crazy. It's like, oh no, he lives in a normal house, and the real, grandness or grandeur about all of this is not a big palace or a city of gold or this or that. It's something deeper than that. It means something more. So the fact that they see that, it's kind of, again, it's like this thing that's reflected on multiple levels in this whole part of the story, and in just the story in general, that the real treasure is not something so obvious. And just this shot is very reminiscent of Roger.
Yeah.
I feel like that it must be intentional. Like, it has to be. Mm-hmm. It's uncanny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And these monkey guys that are just like, I love how Luffy just like gets along with them so well, but just completely disregards them at every possible opportunity. Like, he's just like, yeah, what about what I'm asking about?
Yeah.
He's literally like a little kid when you're like trying to like have a conversation, but they're just like so focused in on like this one
aspect,
one thing that is kind of just like, it's like, okay, yeah, we're getting to that, but like, hold on, like, I'm explaining something.
There's a context here, for you, and if you pay attention to all of that, you could find something. He's like, no, this is great. I love how consistent Luffy is with that, of just like, in no matter what it is, no matter who he's talking to like two giant monkey men, or like, he's experiencing some crazy shit and hearing some crazy stuff, but he does not care unless it applies to him. And it's great.
Yeah, I like that. I love they found the book and they're all just getting like
they're all hyped up.
They're so excited.
A mysterious boat that can generate wind and move even on a day without wind. A boat called a waver. I don't like that that's not capitalized. I kind of I feel like if that was capitalized, I would be able to. I would have, without needing to go back, I would have put in a word to that. But it's like they made a name for this thing and they didn't capitalize it. But yeah, so a waver.
A skyfish. I'm excited. I feel like this is going to be kind of cool. And whether we're just seeing this, or whether he's gonna show up in this arc, or whether it could just be like, we're just seeing that he has that information and like kind of remembering about him, and then possibly after this all kind of wraps up, then we might meet up with him, Yeah,
maybe it's just a reminder that he's
I'm not
out there.
Sure. I mean, depending on how this arc goes, he could have a place in it, but it seems like, I think it might just be teasing him and like keeping him kind of in your mind.
Yeah, we're seeing more overt setup for future stuff that's like clearly like with those giants or with those huge beings and stuff like that. There's more and more stuff like that that's clearly like it could be kind now, or it could be a lot later. Yeah, rather than just we'll see them in the next 10 episodes or so, or maybe we will. But we're getting to the point in the story where there's a lot more.
There's a lot more things that are being set up for a longer period away. Like previously it'd be like, here's like this stuff, and then we kind of get a little bit more follow through on it, like within the next like 25 episodes-ish. But I feel like now we're getting stuff that's like, okay, this is like 100+ episodes away. This is like potentially even like towards the end of the series this might come back,
Leave a like and subscribe. We're moving right along.
Look at Chopper, he's so cute. Where's Robin?
I think she's just on the ship chilling. Hey!
Yeah?
Yeah. I kind of don't want to find out about it so soon.
Me too. Good. Yeah, don't need to worry about them. Perfect. Thank you.
I'm like, I feel like it's a bigger mystery than just to find out right now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's because there's an ocean up there. They're really thick clouds.
What if the Elbaf warriors are like descendants of them?
That could be cool. Fossilized clouds.
Whoa. Clouds fossilizing? How the fuck does that happen?
Anything can happen in the Grand Line. Okay, well...
Alright, Usopp, you can build a staff that can change the weather. Why don't you build, like
jetpacks that can shoot us into the air?
Knock upstream. Look at him.
Just a tornado.
I feel like Nami and Usopp together can probably figure out, like with Nami's, like how she was able to, with the fishmen, just like move a couple rocks and then the current would just turn into a storm. Like, I think she'd be able to figure it out with enough information and time. Oh, it's like a geyser. Ocean floor is super thin. Or those are giant, or probably more likely giant cavities.
1 minute. Five times a month. You gotta have absolute faith.
The Mary's all beat up.
Yeah,
though.
we need to fix it up. How about the salvage guy? You have a bunch of salvage.
Yeah. Is this where we're gonna lose the Mary?
No.
Are we gonna try and fail and then we lose the Mary?
Or are we gonna just go with one of the monkey guys? Yeah.
Oh, too bad.
Can you like just leave and then come back? It's scheduled for tomorrow. Yeah.
That's way too convenient. This is all lining up way too nicely.
Hey now. They're cooking him dinner? Oh, Sanji is cooking dinner.
Check out the logbook.
Oh, it's in the like circle, the eye of that like creature.
I have what creature?
The islands, how they look like two like things. One of them has like an eye.
I bet you're right. I bet you figured it out. Genius. Oh
I wonder if
my
they
God.
went to the Sky Island, if they would be able to see it from looking down somehow.
Whoa. Oh, maybe.
That'd be kind of cool.
In its left eye. Does that mean the
I
thing
thought it
that's
said in its
the
right eye.
Oh, in its right eye.
But yeah, I know.
But either way, is it the right eye as in if they're facing each other, then the one on the left because its right eye is facing out?
or is it the one
or
on
is
the
it the
right?
one on the right?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You can find that much gold in any ruin?
Whoa.
Southbird.
What?
What the hell just happened?
But you need the bird because they go south automatically. Yes.
That's a good point.
They always point south. I think we just like need one of these
Yeah,
in general.
get one in a cage and just keep it on the boat. Then you know exactly what direction you're always looking.
And why bother with a log post
Yeah.
when you could just keep one of these?
Now, like, all you need to know is where south is, so you can figure out everything else.
This is free run right now. Catching the bird.
Catch the bird. Now that I think about it, there's no time to be partying. I love how surprised they were. It's just like, oh, the bird. Oh, shit, the bird! Oh, we need a bird right now! Why didn't I think of this? Robin can catch the bird pretty easy, I bet.
Scared.
Because she could just make her arm come out of the bird.
Yeah, and grab
And
the
then
bird.
grab the bird. I just love Chopper's footstep sounds.
Usopp!
Why him? What did he do?
Because he's like that cool thing. What is...
He's like he's a
Is it gonna
spider.
bite him? There's so... You guys are in like the spider area right now.
Harry. He used to fight spiders?
What's...
Meaning he used to catch spiders and make them fight each other, or does he actually mean he used to combat spiders like it was some kind of? Mm-hmm. Those look poisonous.
Whoa,
it's huge.
This is really reminding me of Hell's Paradise right now.
Mm. That's a scary sound. Why is he just so much about beetles? I wonder if he like. Oh,
it's right there.
Whoa! I wonder if he and Ace like used to always be catching bugs.
I don't know. Oh God. It's the Tracker Jackers.
Oh my God.
Look at that thing. It's mocking us. You know what's he saying, Chopper?
What?
Okay.
He looked pretty happy about it as well.
Oh boy.
No! God damn it. Bastard. What did you think of that one? A lot more lore.
Mm-hmm. I loved that moment where they're like, oh yeah, and those giants, yeah, just don't worry
about that.
That's a story for another day.
It's
irrelevant to what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
It will be relevant at one point, but it's not relevant yet.
I just love how it's just everything that happens. It's like there's. It feels like there's some critical thinking about like how everything has to work right now is what it feels like. It feels like this arc is like, okay, so directions like north, like not having a compass. How do we, oh wait, if they need to go south, like how will they know that? Because the whole point of the Grand Line is that you can't tell really like most of the time. So then how do we solve that problem? Again, it does kind of create a problem that now there's a bird that if you could capture and keep, then it would until it died, it would constantly be pointing south, and then you would have the answer to the compass problem. But they're notoriously, I guess, difficult to catch.
Yeah, and you wouldn't really know about them unless you knew about the ancient lore of this island.
Yeah, so it's but anyway, so like just with everything that's coming up, it really feels like there's a lot that has been sort of building and been introduced and been it feels like a lot of it. It hasn't been like really scattered, like confusing necessarily. It's just like there's these little sort of, I guess you could call them holes, but I feel like that's taking it too seriously. And it feels like this whole little part of it is really trying to like make what's going to be happening with the Sky Island kind of feasible and believable without getting too bogged down in like the specific details of like science or whatever, because Cricket is whenever he explains something, he's like, there's always the end of it where it's just kind of like nobody knows, or it's hard to explain, or when you go explaining this phenomenon with logic and facts or whatever is kind of pointless. So there's Oda's striking a really fine balance, and I think he's doing it really well between like explaining things with some kind of believability, but also recognizing that it's still outlandish and fantastic and stuff like that, and not sucking the fun out of it and getting bogged down in the details. Like what matters is how it applies to the story and making it, understandable enough to where it's a goal that we can reach for, like each individual piece of it, like getting the bird or, whatever it is, like all these different things. You need to make it believable and explainable in some way, but you can't over-explain it, because then you get stuff like, if anybody's seen Bunny Girl, where that was something that we didn't really like in Bunny Girl, where it was like, everything was like, oh, well, the I don't know, they would go into like quantum mechanics to explain like this completely ridiculous thing that doesn't make any sense, and doesn't even need an explanation. Like, it's the way you don't even need the explanation, and going hardcore into like factual, logical explanations of stuff, it doesn't usually help the story. It doesn't make like the characters better. It doesn't make the plot better, or the conflict, or whatever. There is a balance to be struck, and I feel like for the story that One Piece is, Oda's doing a really good job with using this arc and this guy to like explain what needs to be explained, and give us a little bit of teaser, and make it feel like it's, you know, beyond our comprehension if it's a little bit too outlandish, and that's okay. You know, not everything needs to be logical all the time.
Yeah, I agree, and I had mentioned this like off camera in the last arc, how when we were in Alabasta, everyone was like, oh, let's go east or let's go south, and it's like, okay, like it kind of played into the whole thing of like, okay, well, if the magnetic fields are messed up and compasses don't work, then but we were never using the sun or anything while we're in the sea, or the stars or anything while we're in the sea, supposedly because, you know, the weather is unpredictable.
Or
you might
there's
not
like
always
the
have
Earth
those,
isn't on a consistent tilt, so the sun can't be relied on as a source of, or, you know,
but
specifically, or the stars, like maybe there's not the same stars every night, or it's a different thing. You know, there's a lot of assumptions we make about that to explain that.
It's just it was like, oh, they're using a system of direction that was like previously established to not really be a thing here,
or at least not reliable.
But yeah, so and then it's like, okay, well, now we're kind of confirming like when you're on a land, then you can people regularly use that to describe
south, east, west, north.
You know, you just know where things based on those directions, but then, you know, now we're introducing this animal because we're going south, and it's just further expanding the ways of like getting around and navigating within the Grand Line.
And at the end of the day, it is just based on convenience and what needs to be happening for the story, and that's the same with the log poses as well. The whole point of the log poses is to streamline everything so that you don't need to get into all the specifics of navigation and et cetera, and you can to again, it's striking that balance between like believability and setting your own rules and expectations for your story, to, you know, not include all of the burden of proof and all the burden of explanation that you would need to do if you wanted to make like a realistic navigation story or whatever. So you still need to explain it somewhat, but there's unintended sort of consequences to that. And like with, you know, speaking of like on the Alabasta and in other places in the Grand Line, it's like if people in the ocean can't rely on the sun. I know the sun's only out during the day, obviously, but like the stars, because the stars are not in a consistent place or whatever, or there's, you know, it's all, if it's overcast, then you're kind of fucked. If you can't rely on those things because there's some sort of different tilt on the Earth's rotation, maybe there's multiple suns, we don't know, there's no real way to know, or maybe there's multiple moons, or you know, we don't, like, there's a lot of assumptions that can be made about that, and you know, the point of all of this is that the log pose is a directional thing, and when we're on land, apparently we can just tell the direction, I guess.
Yeah.
So, you know, and apparently now there's a bird that can do that, but I don't know. Anyway,
I get what I was saying is it's not a big deal, and he's just making like fun ways to like further explore that or expand the ways of getting around and, you know, knowing about stuff like that. And I love like this whole like party scene, how they're all just like hanging out, having like this crazy party, and then it's like, oh, there's like these gold things. Oh yeah, and there's like this the South Bird. Hold on a second.
Wait a minute, South Bird.
It was reminding me of you know what I thought of, what I've been thinking of a little bit during this part of the story, but it's funny because like I hadn't been thinking about this before, but maybe it's because I mentioned Narnia in like the last couple of episodes from something else, but it's reminding me a little bit of the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, when they go to that island and it has a pond in it that turns everything to gold, and I just got like reminded of that. I was like, ooh, what if that bird just like fell in there and turned into gold?
If anybody really, I mean, you guys all obviously really love One Piece, you'd really like the audiobooks for Narnia. There's a Christian radio station did like full-on productions of Narnia that like Lindsay actually showed me.
They're really good.
They're
it has
really
like
good.
a full cast and like music and
it's scored and everything. And there's
and
a lot of people know Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, but they don't know about Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
They did make a movie of that one.
It wasn't very
popular.
But
not that good.
Anyway, it's really good. And if it's all about sailing and stuff like that, and uncovering like crazy stuff. It feels very similar to One Piece in a lot of ways.
It's all about like discovering all these new islands, like, you know, yeah. I for some reason, like, this part of the story has been giving me the vibe of that book.
So you'd probably like that. Go check out Focus on the Family Radio Theater.
As they say every time. I can't help but like imagine it in like the voice of that guy. Yeah.
But skip the forward. If you're gonna listen to them, we really recommend it. It's actually really good, but you need to skip the forward because of those books, because sometimes they spoil stuff because the stories are so old, and it's like narrated by the author's stepson, and he's like when talking the stories of spoiler, well, he went on to write a book about that, and here it is. It's like, oh well, thanks for telling me exactly what happens. Anyway. W episode. See you guys in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.